2 weeks after the wedding, Mei and Eric sat in her cozy apartment, the smell of takeout filling the air. Boxes were stacked neatly in one corner, a clear sign of their impending move. Mei held a pad of paper in her lap, scribbling notes as Eric leaned back on the couch, arms stretched lazily over the cushions. Mei scribbling, "Okay, so we've got most of the kitchen packed, and I think the closet is next. But what about the furniture? Your house has so much space, I feel like it's going to swallow my stuff whole." Eric grinning, "Don't worry, we'll make it work. Your furniture has personality, it'll make the place feel like our home, not just mine." Mei glanced up, smiling softly. She appreciated how Eric always emphasized togetherness. It was one of the many reasons she loved him. "Mei, you're sweet, but I've seen your house. It's like 5 times the size of this apartment. My couch is going to look like doll furniture in your living room." Eric teasing, "Then we'll get a new couch. Besides, I'm pretty sure Amber and Mariah will jump at the chance to help us redecorate. Or, in their words, bring some life to Eric's bachelor pad." Mei laughed, imagining her friend storming Eric's house with swatches and Pinterest boards. "Mei, that sounds terrifying. Maybe I should handle the decorating." Eric holding up his hands in mock surrender, "All yours. As long as you leave the game room alone." Mei playfully narrowing her eyes, "Game room? I don't remember agreeing to a game room." Eric laughing, "You married me, remember? The game room was part of the package deal." They both chuckled, the sound filling the room with warmth. Mei leaned back against the couch, letting her head rest on Eric's shoulder. Mei softly, "It's a big change, you know. I've been in this apartment for years. It's been my little sanctuary." Eric squeezing her hand, "I get it. But we'll make new memories in the house. It's not about the space, it's about us. And honestly, I can't wait to wake up next to you every morning without having to commute across the city." Mei smiling, "Okay, when you put it that way, it does sound nice. Plus, more space means we won't trip over each other." Eric, "Exactly. And when the baby comes, we'll have plenty of room for everything. No squeezing cribs into corners." Mei's expression softened at the mention of the baby. She placed a hand on her stomach, her eyes shining with a mix of excitement and nervousness. "Mei, you're right. It's the best move for us. But promise me you won't make fun of me when I cry over leaving this place." Eric mock serious, "I would never. But I might cry with you. For solidarity." Mei laughing, "You're impossible." They sat in comfortable silence for a moment, the enormity of their next steps sinking in. Finally, Eric reached over, taking the notepad from her lap and setting it aside. "Eric, enough planning for tonight. How about we just enjoy our last week here? We'll pack a box or 2 tomorrow." Mei smiling, "That sounds perfect." As they settled into the couch, Mei felt a sense of peace wash over her. Moving to Eric's house was a big step, but she knew they were ready. Together, they could make any place feel like home. Mei stood in the middle of her apartment, hands on her hips, surveying the boxes piled around her. Eric was on the floor nearby, carefully wrapping a set of dishes in newspaper. The faint hum of music played from a small speaker in the corner, creating a soothing background to their work. As Mei folded clothes into a box labeled closet, she couldn't help but pause and look around. Her fingers brushed against the soft fabric of a dress she hadn't worn in years, and the flood of memories came unbidden. Mei smiling to herself, "You know, 5 months ago, I couldn't have imagined this." Eric glanced up from his task, his eyebrow arched in curiosity. "Eric, this isn't us, or as in packing up your entire life to move into my house." Mei laughing, "Both. But mostly us. I mean, if Mariah and Amber hadn't dared me to talk to you that night, who knows where I'd be right now." Eric grinned, setting the wrapped dish down gently. Eric, yes, the infamous dare. I should send them a thank you card or something. Thanks for being meddling best friends, love, Eric. Mei teasing, "Oh, you'd better thank them. I was this close to chickening out." She held up her fingers to show a sliver of space between them, laughing at the memory. Eric pretending to be shocked, "Seriously? I thought you walked up to me with all the confidence in the world." Mei shaking her head, "Not even close. I was terrified. But I'm glad I did it. I'm glad they pushed me." She stopped folding for a moment, letting the realization sink in. "Mei, you've changed my life, Eric. I was so caught up in my career, my parents' expectations. I didn't think there was room for anything else. But then you came along, and suddenly, everything shifted. Eric got up, crossing the room to stand beside her. He placed a hand on her shoulder, his touch grounding and warm. Eric, you've changed my life too, Mei. In ways I didn't even know I needed. And hey, let's give some credit to that dress you were wearing that night, it definitely helped seal the deal. Mei laughing, oh, so it wasn't my charm. Just the dress. Eric grinning, your charm was a close second. They both burst into laughter, the kind that eased the weight of their task. Mei leaned into him, resting her head against his chest for a moment. Mei softly, I'm thankful for everything, meeting you, falling in love, this baby. Even packing up this apartment. It's all part of the journey. Eric pressed a kiss to the top of her head before pulling back and giving her a playful nudge. Eric, all right, no more getting sentimental on me, Mrs. Johnson. We've got a lot more boxes to pack. Mei smirking, Mrs. Johnson. Still getting used to that. Eric, you'd better. Because I plan on saying it a lot. They went back to their tasks, the air between them filled with quiet joy. As Mei sealed another box, she glanced around her apartment again, her heart full. She had loved this little space for years, but she was ready to leave it behind. Her future with Eric and their growing family was waiting just on the other side of this move. Mei sat at her desk, her fingers flying over her keyboard as she typed out an email. The usual hum of the office surrounded her, phones ringing, coworkers chatting, the soft clatter of keys. She was in her groove, focused, when her phone buzzed on the corner of her desk. She glanced at the screen. Her mother's name flashed across it. Mei to herself, Mom? This is unexpected. She hesitated for a moment before picking up. Mei cheerfully, Hi, Mom. How are you? Her mother's familiar voice came through the line, warm but carrying its usual undertone of authority. Mei Yen, hello, Mei. Your father and I have some news. We'll be in town starting tonight. Mei's stomach dropped. She sat up straighter in her chair, her mind immediately racing. Mei, you're in town. For how long? Mei Yen, a month. Your father decided it was time for a vacation, and we thought, why not spend it where our daughter lives? They forced a smile even though her mother couldn't see her. Mei, that's great. It'll be nice to see you both. Mrs. Yen, of course, it will. We'll need some time to settle in tonight, but let's meet tomorrow. Lunch, perhaps? Mei nodding, despite her rising panic, sure, lunch sounds good. Just let me know where and when. Her mother's tone softened slightly, as if sensing Mei's hesitation. Mei Yen, don't worry, Mei. We're not here to pressure you about anything. It's just a visit. We'll see you tomorrow. The call ended, and Mei set her phone down slowly. The reality of the situation hit her like a freight train. Her parents were going to be in town for a whole month. Mei muttering, a month? How am I supposed to keep everything a secret for that long? Amber, sitting at the desk across from her, noticed the look on Mei's face and rolled her chair over. Amber, what's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost. Mei rubbing her temples, my parents. They're in town. For a month. And they want to see me tomorrow. Amber's eyes widened, and she immediately signaled for Mariah to join them. Mariah approaching, oh. What's going on? Mei quickly filled them in, her voice low but urgent. Mei, they don't know about Eric. Or the wedding. Or the baby. And now they're going to be here for 4 weeks. What am I supposed to do? Amber and Mariah exchanged a look, both understanding the weight of the situation. Amber trying to lighten the mood, well, at least you've got a day to prepare. Could have been worse, they could have just shown up at your apartment. Mei, not helping, Amber. Mariah thoughtfully, okay, first things first, don't panic. We'll figure this out. You're not alone in this, Mei. You've got us, and you've got Eric. Mei sighing, I know, but my parents are complicated. They have these expectations, and I've spent my whole life trying to live up to them. How do I even begin to tell them about Eric? Amber placed a reassuring hand on Mei's arm. Amber, one step at a time. Let's focus on tomorrow. You don't have to tell them everything right away. Just see how it goes. Mariah grinning, and hey, if things get too intense, you can always fake a work emergency. I'll call you pretending to be a client. Mei managed a small laugh, grateful for her friend's support. Mei, thanks, guys. I don't know what I'd do without you. As the day went on, Mei couldn't shake the nervous energy buzzing through her. She texted Eric during lunch, filling him in on her parents' sudden arrival. His response was immediate and comforting. Eric texted, "We've got this. Let's talk when you get home. I'm here for you." That night, Mei sat with Eric in their living room, hashing out a plan for how to handle her parents. Though her nerves remained, she felt a little more prepared knowing Eric and her friends were by her side. Mei sat cross-legged on the couch, her brow furrowed as she fiddled nervously with the edge of a throw pillow. Across from her, Eric leaned forward, his forearms resting on his knees, his calm gaze fixed on her. Between them on the coffee table sat a steaming mug of tea and an empty notepad where Eric had started jotting down ideas. Eric, okay, let's start with the basics. What do they know so far? Mei sighing, not much. They know I'm working hard, still single at least as far as they're concerned, and I'm supposedly focused on my career. Eric grinning, so, the version of you they know is 2 years old. Mei groaned, tossing the pillow at him. Mei, it's not funny, Eric. They've always had this image of what my life should look like. It's like they see me as this perfect daughter who does everything according to their plan. Eric caught the pillow and set it aside, his expression softening. Eric, I get it. But you don't have to be that version of yourself anymore. You're building your own life, our life. Mei reached for her tea, taking a small sip as she considered his words. Mei, you're right. I need to ease them into this. I can't drop the surprise, I'm married and pregnant. Bomb all at once. Not if I want them to actually hear me out. Eric nodded, scribbling something on the notepad. Eric, so, step 1, don't mention us yet. Focus on reconnecting with them, keeping things light. Mei, right. And I'll stick to neutral topics, work, the city, their vacation plans. Nothing that invites scrutiny. Eric grinning, and step 2, if they start pushing you about dating or marriage, don't panic. Redirect the conversation. Mei raising an eyebrow, you make it sound so simple. Eric leaning closer, it's not simple, but it's manageable. And you're not doing it alone. We'll take it one day at a time. Mei smiled at him, her anxiety easing slightly. She reached across the table, her fingers curling around his. Mei, thank you. I don't know what I'd do without you. Eric squeezing her hand, you'll never have to find out. As they sat together, Mei's gaze drifted to her left hand. The delicate gold band and diamond sparkled faintly in the warm light of the room. She bit her lip, a sudden thought occurring to her. Mei, Eric. I think I need to leave this here. Eric frowning, your ring? Why? Mei slipping the ring off her finger, if my parents see it, they'll ask questions I'm not ready to answer. I don't want to risk that. Eric hesitated, his fingers brushing hers as she handed him the ring. Eric, I get it. But it doesn't feel right not having you wear it. Mei smiling softly, I'll put it back on as soon as I leave lunch tomorrow. It's just temporary. Eric nodded, carefully setting the ring in a small trinket dish on the shelf. Eric, just promise me one thing. Mei, what's that? Eric, promise me you'll remember what that ring means, even if you're not wearing it. Mei leaned forward, pressing a kiss to his cheek. Mei, I could never forget. The two of them spent the rest of the evening refining their plan and talking through potential scenarios. By the time Mei headed to bed, she felt a little more prepared for what the next day would bring, even if the weight of leaving her ring behind lingered in her chest. Mei arrived at the office early, the city's buzz still faint as she settled at her desk. Despite the effort to immerse herself in work, her mind kept drifting back to the upcoming lunch with her parents. The pressure of their expectations weighed on her like a storm cloud, darkening even the brightest moments. Mariah and Amber were quick to notice her distraction. Mariah perched on the edge of Mei's desk, a steaming latte in hand, while Amber leaned against the cubicle wall, arms crossed, her expression laced with concern. Mariah, okay, spill. You've been fidgeting since you walked in. What's up? Amber, yeah, and don't say it's nothing, because we know you too well for that. Mei sighed, setting down her pen and leaning back in her chair. Mei, it's my parents. They're in town for a month, and they want to see me today. Mariah and Amber exchanged glances. Mariah, the infamous parents. The ones who don't know about Eric. Amber, and don't know you're married. Or pregnant. Mei, exactly. It's like I'm living a double life, and today, both sides are dangerously close to colliding. Mariah slid her latte onto the desk and sat beside it, her tone softening. Mariah, Mei, you don't have to carry all this alone. You've got us, and you've got Eric. You're not the same person you were when you left home. They'll see that. Amber, and honestly, if they don't, that's on them. You've worked your butt off to get where you are. You deserve happiness on your terms. Mei gave them a small smile, appreciating their support even as her nerves continued to twist her stomach. Mei, I just hate feeling like I'm hiding. But I also know that springing all this on them could blow up in my face. I have to tread carefully. Mariah, fair. But for now, focus on the basics, showing them you're doing great. We'll help you survive this lunch. Amber stepped closer, her eyes lighting up as an idea struck her. Amber, you know what you need. Pep talk. And maybe a little retail therapy. Let's hit the coffee shop downstairs, and I'll pick out the power outfit that screams I've got this. Mei chuckled despite herself. Mei, I don't have time to shop, Amber. Lunch is only a few hours away. Mariah grinning, then we'll bring the coffee and the pep talk to your desk. And by the time you leave, you'll be so confident your parents won't even think to ask questions. Amber, exactly. Plus, you've got one huge advantage. Mei, what's that? Amber grinning, Eric. Knowing you have him in your corner makes you practically bulletproof. Mei's heart warmed at the mention of her husband, her earlier anxiety softening. Mei, you're right. Do have him. And I've got you too. Thanks, guys. Mei arrived at the office early, the city's buzz still faint as she settled at her desk. Despite the effort to immerse herself in work, her mind kept drifting back to the upcoming lunch with her parents. The pressure of their expectations weighed on her like a storm cloud, darkening even the brightest moments. Mariah and Amber were quick to notice her distraction. Mariah perched on the edge of Mei's desk, a steaming latte in hand, while Amber leaned against the cubicle wall, arms crossed, her expression laced with concern. Mariah, okay, spill. You've been fidgeting since you walked in. What's up? Amber, yeah, and don't say it's nothing, because we know you too well for that. Mei sighed, setting down her pen and leaning back in her chair. Mei, it's my parents. They're in town for a month, and they want to see me today. Mariah and Amber exchanged glances. Mariah, the infamous parents. The ones who don't know about Eric. Amber, and don't know you're married. Or pregnant. Mei, exactly. It's like I'm living a double life, and today, both sides are dangerously close to colliding. Mariah slid her latte onto the desk and sat beside it, her tone softening. Mariah, Mei, you don't have to carry all this alone. You've got us, and you've got Eric. You're not the same person you were when you left home. They'll see that. Amber, and honestly, if they don't, that's on them. You've worked your butt off to get where you are. You deserve happiness on your terms. Mei gave them a small smile, appreciating their support even as her nerves continued to twist her stomach. Amber, okay, but enough about lunch for now. You've got other things to focus on like the Taylor account. Isn't that supposed to kick off next week? Mariah, oh, yes. And wasn't there a snag with the branding pitch? Did you finalize the visuals? Caught off guard, Mei blinked, momentarily shifting gears. Mei, not yet. I was planning to work on it later today, but I've been so distracted. Mariah grinning, perfect. Let's brainstorm. Amber and I have some ideas, and I bet we can iron out the pitch in no time. Amber nodded enthusiastically, already reaching for a notepad. Amber, yeah. Let's make sure you walk into that meeting next week looking like the absolute boss you are. For the next hour, they dived into discussions about the project, refining concepts and debating colors and taglines. The more they talked, the more Mei felt her focus returning. Mei smiling, you two are sneaky, you know that. But, thanks. I needed this distraction. Mariah, hey, what are friends for? Now, about that mock-up. By the time lunch approached, Mei's nerves had dulled. Her mind was buzzing with creative ideas, and while the anxiety over her parents lingered, it no longer felt all-consuming. As Mei drove to meet her parents, the familiar streets of the city blurred past her window. Her hands gripped the steering wheel tightly, her thoughts a whirlwind of what-ifs and half-formed scenarios. What would her parents say? Would they pry into her personal life as they always did? Or would they be different this time, less overbearing? She glanced at the passenger seat, where her phone rested. A message from Eric glowed on the screen. "You've got this. Call me after. I love you." The corners of Mei's lips lifted despite the storm inside her. Eric's calm, steady presence had become her anchor, his belief in her a balm to her constant self-doubt. Mei to herself, "Okay, Mei. Just get through lunch. One conversation at a time." But as the minutes ticked by and the restaurant came into view, Mei's anxiety returned. She pulled into the parking lot and sat there for a moment, gripping the wheel and taking a few deep breaths. Her mind wandered to her parents' last visit. Her father's probing questions about her career, her mother's subtle remarks about finding a good match. It felt like walking into an interview where the stakes were her entire future. Mei thinking, they mean well. But they'll never understand. Not fully. She touched the empty space on her finger where her wedding ring usually sat, a pang of guilt washing over her. Leaving it at Eric's house had felt necessary to avoid suspicion, but it also felt like she was erasing a part of herself. Mei thinking, I'll tell them. Eventually. Just not today. Resolving to take things one step at a time, she grabbed her bag and stepped out of the car. Inside the quaint little restaurant, Mei spotted her parents at a corner table. Her mother waved enthusiastically, and her father gave her a reserved nod. Mei pasted on a smile and walked over, her heels clicking against the tiled floor. "Mrs. Yen, Mei, darling. You look so thin. Are you eating enough?" Mei sitting down, laughing lightly, "Yes, Mom. I'm fine. It's good to see you both." Her father studied her with his usual critical gaze, though his tone was warm. "Father, work must be keeping you busy. You've always been so focused." "Mei, it is. But things are good. Really good." The conversation began harmlessly, circling around her job, the city, and her parents' travel plans. Mei tried to relax, but every question about her personal life made her heart race. "Mrs. Yen, so, Mei. Any special someone in your life these days?" Mei froze for a split second, the practiced smile on her face never faltering. Mei laughing nervously, "Not really. I've just been focused on work. You know how it is." Her mother sighed dramatically, and her father cleared his throat. "Father, you're not getting any younger, Mei. You should start thinking about settling down." "Mrs. Yen, yes, and we could help. We've met some wonderful young men recently, successful, respectful. I'm sure you'd like them." Mei's stomach twisted. The familiar push for her to settle down with the right kind of man made her want to scream, but she held her composure. Mei forcing a chuckle, "Mom, Dad, I appreciate your concern, but I'm fine. Really." Her mother reached across the table, patting her hand. "Mrs. Yen, we just want you to be happy, Mei. That's all." Mei thinking, "I am happy. I just can't tell you why." The waiter arrived with their food, placing plates of vibrant dishes between them. Mei pushed her salad around with her fork, her appetite dulled by the tension simmering beneath the surface. Her mother sipped her tea before clasping her hands together with a smile. "Mother, so, Mei, your father and I have big plans for this trip. A whole month to explore the city. We've missed being here." Father nodding, "We thought it would be a good opportunity to see you more often. You've been so busy, and it's been too long since we've had family time." Mei smiled politely, though the idea of extended family time while hiding her marriage made her palms sweat. "Mei, that's great. I'm sure you'll have plenty to do. Have you made any plans yet?" "Mrs. Yen, oh, of course. We have a list. Museums, the botanical gardens, trying some new restaurants. But most importantly, we'd love to spend time with you, Mei. You're the main reason we're here, after all." They felt a pang of guilt. She hadn't expected them to stay so long, nor had she anticipated their eagerness to be with her. "Father, you can take us to your favorite spots around the city. And of course, we'd love to see your apartment." The fork in Mei's hand clattered softly against her plate. She forced a smile, her mind racing. Mei, my apartment. Mrs. Yen beaming, yes, of course. We want to see how our Mei's living. Maybe have a nice dinner there one evening. Father, you've always been so private, but we're family, Mei. No need to be shy. Mei's stomach sank. Her apartment empty now, with boxes stacked against the walls would be a dead giveaway that something was amiss. And Eric's house, their shared home now, was entirely off limits for obvious reasons. Mei hesitating, well, the apartment's not really in hosting shape. I've been thinking about redecorating, maybe even moving. It's kind of a mess right now. Her mother frowned slightly but waved a hand dismissively. Mrs. Yen, nonsense. We're not here to judge. Besides, it'll be fun to help you redecorate. We can make it feel more like home. Mei's heart sank further. There was no way she could let them see the apartment. Her father's sharp eyes and her mother's relentless curiosity would surely uncover something that would unravel her carefully constructed facade. Mei quickly, I'll think about it. Maybe after I've had a chance to clean up a bit. Her father exchanged a look with her mother, who gave a small sigh but relented. Father, all right. But we expect you to find some time for us, Mei. We don't want to be strangers in your life. Mei softly, you're not strangers. Promise I'll make time. As they finished their meal, her mother chatted about their plans for the next few days, while her father discussed potential outings Mei might enjoy. Mrs. Yen, we'll call you tomorrow after we're settled. Let us know when you're free for dinner. Father, and if you're not too busy with work, maybe we can catch a play or go to that jazz club you mentioned last time. Mei nodded, giving noncommittal responses as her mind churned. She hugged them both before leaving the restaurant, her face frozen in a pleasant smile until she slid into the driver's seat of her car. As soon as she closed the door, her facade cracked, and she let out a shaky breath. Mei thinking, this month is going to be impossible. Her phone buzzed with a text from Eric. How'd it go? Survived the interrogation? She typed back quickly. Barely. They want to see the apartment. We need a plan. Leaning back in her seat, Mei stared at the ceiling of her car. Thank you for listening to If at All Modern. If you like this content, please like, subscribe, share and hit that notification bell for more from this series.